Hi, everyone. Yeah, as you mentioned, my name is Jason. Super excited to be here. I'm a product manager on the Notebooks team. And today I want to talk to you about how to get the most out of Databricks Notebooks. One of the things I've been talking to people throughout the conference, they've said is that, we release so many new things that it's hard to stay up to date and know what's being released with everything. And so one of my goals today is hopefully show you a lot of the new features and how you can take advantage of them to optimize and boost your productivity. Perfect. Okay. So just to give you kind of a roadmap of what we're going to do is I want to do a brief introduction to the notebook. And I guess, before we go further, can I see a raise of hands of how many people have used the notebook before? Okay, awesome. So almost everyone. So I'm going to just fly through that slide. Then I want to talk to you about where we're planning to go with the notebook. And then I'm going to give you a demo of the new features and how you can take advantage of them to optimize your productivity. So, let's dive in. So what is the notebook? Why are we talking about spyware-bound pieces of paper at a data and AI conference? As many of you know, the notebook is what we like to call the front door to the data intelligence platform. It is your go-to place for data engineering, for building ML models, doing exploratory data analysis, and so much more. In a few words, it's simple, multi-language, collaborative, intelligent, flexible, and production-ready. Over the last year, we've spent a lot of time trying to build the notebook to make it even more simple and even more powerful. So if there's one thing to kind of take away from the talk today, we are working really hard to make notebooks easier for people to use and lower the barrier to entry, and then also make them more powerful for our people who are used to them. We're doing this in three key ways. One is with a modern and intuitive UX. Over the last year, we rebuilt the UI from the ground up, really to focus on the fundamentals of what's important when working with a notebook. We've infused it with intelligence. And I say intelligence because we do artificial intelligence stuff with AI stuff. And we also do intelligence, just general intelligence things to make it easy to work in the notebook. And then we've also are bringing some of your favorite IDE features directly into the notebook. So with that out of the way, let's just jump into a demo. If I can get it to pull up. Okay, so here we are in the notebook, and this is the new UI. And there's a few things to talk about before we get started. One is, let me see if I can get this closer here. One is we've worked over the last year to let you customize your environment. So, a few things is like, I don't know about you, but I like working in dark mode. And so if you want to go to the view menu here, let's see. The view menu is not showing up for me. Maybe I need to use the command palette because of the way it's presenting. But you can change your editor theme. So if I go to theme, if I want to change to like IU light, for example, you can see it changed me to a nice like teal and orange like theme. I personally like this one. If I want to do a dark mode, I can change my entire theme to be dark mode. I'll stick with the default light theme for this presentation, just because it's what most people are probably used to seeing. But just want to we can easily customize kind of how you want your notebook to look like now, which we're excited about. We also have flexible compute options in the notebook. So we've worked really hard over the last year to enable SQL warehouses in the notebook. So you can, if you want to write only SQL, you can work with SQL optimized compute types inside of the notebook. We can also connect to serverless now, which for many people will be the best thing. As this is a live demo, I'm going to stick with my own personal cluster for this, but definitely excited to bring different flexible compute types to the notebook as well. We've also made a recent improvement to the catalog explorer here. So if but previously, let's see. When you had to search, it was you would have to kind of open up things to find the tables. But now if you just search in the Catalog Explorer, so I want to do the country data table, it just will search through all of the tables here. There's thousands of tables in this environment, and it will show me exactly the table that I want. And then also I can just right click, or I can click here and add this to my favorites. And what this will do is it will take it so if I go over to this For You section of data, I just have tables that I like to work with commonly and tables that are active in my notebook at the moment. So this is something that I really like to use. And so we can see country data is right here. And so now if I just write my first SQL statement, select star from main dot Jason. And then we can see even we have improved autocomplete. I'll talk about this more now, but I'm just typing main.j, and there's a lot of options here that could match. If you see below here, there's tons of different things, but we personalize your autocomplete to be specialized to you. And so now if I just hit country data, this is one of my favorite tables, so it knows and recommends that. I can run that or have that. So if we run that, we have our first run. And now is a good time to talk about the new UX. So I guess before we jump into what's going on in the cell, I will say this is one thing I'm really excited about is our improved markdown rendering. So if I double click in here, previously, you had to kind of write markdown and kind of guess what it was going to look like and have to memorize all of the syntax. But now if you just hit this show preview button, we have the ability to show what your markdown will render like right there. And we've also added buttons here to be able to make changes directly from the button. So if I just press H1 here, you can see it gets turned into a header. If I go ahead and remove that, if I want to bold a word or if I want to italicize a word, you can really quickly do that. So for me, I always forget markdown syntax, so super helpful to be able to have the buttons to be able to do this. Now jumping into the actual code cell, we can start with, we have a single click to run button. So this is really just focusing on the fundamentals of the notebook. We have titles built right into the cells now. And if you want, you can name them with AI. So if I just click here, it will use AI to generate me a title. Hopefully. This is, as you can see here, this is like our live dog food environment. So things, my engineers are probably pushing things right now that could be interfering with what we're doing. Let's see. Let me actually just try a page refresh here. Always fun. Okay, perfect. So yeah, we'll click the cell auto renamer. Okay, here we go. Yeah, so now that works, right? So again, making it really easy. And one of the cool things now is this also shows up in your table of contents. So if I go into here, when you organize your stuff, when your notebook, you can again see this title that it generated now just shows up in my table of contents. So I can quickly, if I'm scrolling down in the notebook or something, I could quickly jump to that cell really easily. Another thing I'm also excited to talk about is focus mode. So I don't know about you, but sometimes I get distracted by all the things going on the page. And so we have a new focus mode in the notebook. And there's a few things that I really like about this. One is it just removes distractions from other things. But the main reason for me that I like this is that it gives me a full screen result view. So I know I have like wide monitors sometimes with hundreds of columns. And if you go into focus mode, you can see all of those columns or not, as many as will fit on your screen in a full screen view. So that's super nice. If I want to, I can actually maximize this again. So I kind of have a full screen result view, which is super awesome for me. You can also navigate through by clicking through here to different cells in your notebook. So if you want to work in a kind of a single cell environment, if you're maybe used to more of a SQL environment with just a one input box, one output box, the focus mode will be great for that. So let's exit focus mode here. And the next thing that I want to talk about is our new result table. So this is, again, something we redid from the ground up. It's more performant now, scrolls infinitely really quickly, and has a ton of nice little polish items that really help working with tabular data. So one thing is it's super easy to copy whatever I want now. I can kind of just copy, like drag and drop here. If I want to use keyboard shortcuts to navigate this, I can do that. And if I just hit Control C or Command C, I can just copy exactly what I wanted there. So super easy there. We also have data type icons, which is a super easy way to see, what are the things, or what are the column types that I'm looking at here. I think my hover is a little off because of the way this is presenting, so I have to click on it, but normally you can just hover here. And then we also have really powerful filtering built right into the result table now. So if I just go here to the continent of Asia, one of the ways you can interact with filtering is if I right click here, which, yeah, my right click isn't working. So let me, I'll do this the traditional way. But if I click on, I'm not sure what quite is going on with my computer right now. Nothing's popping up. So I guess I'll have to jump to a future phase of the demo and show you filtering with natural language. So if I want, I can filter with AI here. So instead of having to manually add filters, I can just directly click on the filter button, and it will ask me to enter a prompt in natural language. So what if I want to do, let's say countries in Asia with a population of over, and I'm gonna challenge it here. I'm gonna say 10M for 10 million and see if it's smart enough to know what this means. And you can see right there, we got continents of Asia, population 10 million. So a really powerful way. And again, I think the one of the cool things about this is people say, well, you could just add a where clause. Why can't you do that? But the thing is that you don't need to rerun queries to be able to do this. And so if you have a query that runs for 10 minutes, you can really easily just dive into different areas of that query without having to rerun it on the data that's returned. So this is something that I'm really excited about. I can show you the other filtering UI here, hopefully. Yeah, so the other one is like if you don't want to use AI, you can select the column that you want to filter on. For example, we can look at the continent, and you have a bunch of different values here. You can say like ends with, starts with, a bunch of different things, contains, and then you could just use text here to say like whatever you'd want to filter via this way. So again, really excited about the new result table and the powerful filtering capabilities. Definitely excited for you all to try it out and let us know what you think. One other thing I will say here real quick is, again, as I mentioned, the filtering is different depending on the column data type. So if I open filters here, got this a backwards way here. If I add a filter, if I go to date time here, I can see that my values here, like after, before, between, are very different. And then I can select a date here. And you can see it's an actual calendar view that I can kind of scroll through to be able to select a date. So I always forget date formatting. So this is, again, very helpful for that. Cool. The next thing is something that I actually kind of already talked about, but it's the command palette. So this is, again, coming very soon. But if you just hit Command-Shift-P, you're able to then pull up a list of quick actions in your notebook. So for example, if I want to just go to the last run cell, I could do that. If I want to, if I'm down here, for example, and I want to like run all above, for example, I can do this. And so really we're hoping for our power users, this is a really convenient way to be able to perform actions without having to leave your keyboard. So I'm excited to announce that here. You're all the first people to see this. And yeah, it'll be rolling out over the next coming weeks. So excited for that. Kind of transitioning over into the next part of the demo. So I mentioned this earlier, but again, we have personalized autocomplete now. So if I just am typing, and I drop down main, right? Like there are thousands, like you can see how long this scroll list is here, like thousands of tables here that I could have picked for, but it knows the columns, or it knows the tables that I work with most commonly and the tables that I would want to show up. So I'm seeing all of the ones that I want here. So again, if I type country data, again, it's just right there, which is super convenient. Another feature that we released last week or 2 weeks ago that I'm super excited about is Databricks Assistant Autocomplete. So this is really, you don't have to go to the assistant. These suggestions will come to you. And so as you can see, I've written a comment here. It says, query countries with a population above 10 million and life expectancy above 77 years. And if I just type select out, I will just let Databricks Assistant Autocomplete trigger for me. Let's see. Let's see if I can give it some more suggestions here. Let's see. I actually have another environment that I can check on to see if it will work in there, just because our demo environment is kind of a little bit hit or miss sometimes. Let me see if I run this here. And I try this. So here we go. Yeah, so that's kind of what I was expecting to see here. So again, just literally just had it write the code for me. And again, this is powerful if you want to just write comments and have it write code for you. But it's also powerful if you're working with complex stuff, especially with Python in particular. It knows the context of everything you're doing. It can give you really, really nice suggestions. And we have our completion rates. Taking a couple things out is like almost 18%, which is pretty exciting. Moving back to the initial demo, another way we've embedded intelligence into the notebook is with an auto SQL language switcher. So I don't know about you, but I feel like this is a Python notebook, and very, very often I'll just start typing code. I'll just start typing SQL code, and then I'll run it. I'm like, oh, it's a Python cell. And so now if you just type select star from, it will just automatically add the %SQL sign here So this has saved me a ton of time, and hopefully will save you all time too. So I'm actually going to switch over to a Spotify playlist for the next part of this demo here. So this just has the top songs of 2023 in Spotify. One of the awesome things about Databricks is that we have the ability to interop between SQL and Python. So if I run this command right here, I'm taking the SQL df right here, stored here, and creating it in Python. So now I have it in a Python data frame that I can work with, which we'll use later for things like the debugger, which I'm excited to show you. Text to filter I already showed you, so I can skip that for now. But I guess one thing I will show you is I'll run this cell here. So this is that has the Titanic data set here, as it's going to help I think make the next part of this demo a little bit cooler. So I can't talk about intelligence in the product without talking about our AI intelligence in the assistant. So we have a new icon for the assistant with a cool hover interaction. And if I say, find me the top 10 songs based on number of streams, and I hit enter here, we'll give it a second to think. I think my network connection isn't the greatest. Let me try a retrigger of this. See if it helps at all. All right, we are not wanting to go for some reason right now. Let me actually swap over to this other environment, see if this will work a little bit better here. So let me pull open. We want the Spotify playlist here. Want to convert this to Python as well. And then over in here, I want to say, give me the top songs based on number of streams. And yeah, working much smoother over here. So again, just the assistant generates that code. Let's see. Okay, it looks like we got a column wrong here, which I can just swap out here. And let's see. All right, I think I think we have some things with like I see when I uploaded this table this morning, and I should have watched my characters and things when uploading this table. So it looks like it's not going to work right now. Let's see. Yeah, still spinning over here. Okay. Well, the assistant, I promise, when you run on your own, not doing a live demo, it works very well. Perfect. I will end real quickly with just some select IDE features that we're bringing into the notebook. So. We have one of the cool things that we have now is an integrated debugger. So if you can see here, get the side panel all the way here. I have some code here that it's not quite doing what I want it to do. I'm supposed to be graphing the average valence of various streaming platforms, the top sync songs there. And so if I just click on the side panel here, let's see. It looks like I have the same problem with presenting my screen here, where I can't click on drop downs or anything, so I can't add a breakpoint. So it's on. It's on. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. So in order to use the debugger, you have to be using a single isolation cluster at the moment. And it looks like I'm on a shared cluster right now. It looks like that swapped over. Let me see over if I go back over to this other demo environment real quick. Yeah, it looks like I'm on my personal cluster here. So it looks like I should be able to go over here and click over here. Okay, cool. That's exactly what I wanted to do. And again, I can't click the dropdown, but I think via the command palette. Oh, the command palette's not enabled on this environment. Okay, there should be, actually, I think if I go, I can't pull up anything here. So yeah, you normally be able to click on this drop-down menu and then debug cells. So cool. Awesome. Well, this is some of the new features that we've added to the notebook. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it. Please continue to give us feedback, and thank you so much.